I'm recording this from Melbourne, Australia, and if you've been following me on Instagram, you already know things have gotten interesting. I've eaten Vegemite, of course, jogged with kangaroos, and I've come face to face with two huntsman spiders the size of my hand. But today, I want to talk about why I'm actually here, because this trip is the first time in nearly a decade that I've included Melbourne Toy Fair in my usual international travel schedule. For anyone who isn't familiar, the Australian Toy, Hobby and Licensing Fair, held every March at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, is the largest trade event of its kind in the entire Southern Hemisphere. We're talking around 200 exhibitors, roughly 4,000 attendees, and it's strictly trade only. No public, no casual browsers, just buyers, suppliers, brand owners, and licensing professionals. It's owned and run by the Australian Toy Association, the authoritative voice of the industry here in Australia. And it covers everything from construction sets to action figures to collectibles, plush, hobby products, and critically for us, licensing. For context, I've spent the last decade prioritizing Licensing Expo in Las Vegas and Brand Licensing Europe in London for my licensing event trips. And those are the two biggest licensing events in the world, and my companies do most of their work in Europe and North America. But we've been doing some great things here in Australia as well, and it was about time I showed it a bit more love. So here's what makes Melbourne Toy Fair genuinely important for the licensing industry. It's not just the deals that you're making on the floor. It's showcases as well. Licensors, brands, and studios use this event to present to their retail and licensing partners what's coming in the next 24 months. We're talking teasers of major films, brand anniversaries, new property launches, marketing campaigns. It's essentially a forward-looking intelligence session behind closed doors. I have a pretty jam-packed meeting with likes of licensors, Disney, Warner Brothers, Mattel, and so forth. But I'm also sitting down with some of the biggest licensing agents in Australia, the people who represent properties like SpongeBob, Minecraft, Hello Kitty in the Australian market. Those conversations give you a real read on what's resonating in licensing right now and what's being prioritized for the next 2 years. The other thing I love is walking the show floor and just seeing the latest innovation in toys, and also what is the most prominent licenses that are out there. I know our Jenna Chalkley from Born to License was at London Toy Fair recently, and K-pop Demon Hunters was everywhere. Brinna Ball was at New York Toy Fair recently too, and she said the exact same thing. So I'm really expecting K-pop Demon Hunters to be unavoidable on the floor of Melbourne Toy Fair as well. Speaking of what's resonating, I've been doing some very deliberate shopping since I landed. Bluey and Spider-Man are absolutely dominating shelf space here. No surprises there, though. Bluey is a genuine cultural phenomenon in Australia. Well, I mean, it's extremely popular everywhere right now, but because Bluey is an Aussie show, it connects even stronger here. And Spider-Man's licensing momentum globally is just showing no signs of slowing. It's going to have a big year this year as well with the new film. I also saw a great collaboration between Adairs Kids and Paw Patrol. For international listeners, Adairs is Australia's leading specialty retailer of home furnishings, bedding, linen, homewares, premium positioning. And seeing Paw Patrol land in that category is a really smart move. It really takes the property well beyond its traditional toy and apparel lanes and into the home. Now, before I wrap up, I have to mention the licensing story that took over my LinkedIn feed this week, and it probably took over yours as well. Crocs and Lego just launched a multi-year global partnership, and the first drop, a literal Lego brick-shaped clog retailing at $150 sold out on both Lego.com and Crocs within hours of going live. It debuted at Paris Fashion Week on rapper Tommy Cash. It weighs 1.4 kilograms per shoe. It's basically unwearable, and people lost their minds over it. From a licensing perspective, this is textbook hype drop strategy. Two brands with overlapping audiences, highly engaged adults, collectors, nostalgic-driven consumers, creating a novelty product designed to generate press and cultural conversation ahead of a much larger, more practical product rollout later in 2026. The product itself isn't really the point. The attention is, and they absolutely nailed it. So I'm here in Melbourne for the next 2 weeks, taking meetings, attending showcases, and getting a proper read on where the Australian licensing market is headed. I'll be sharing updates on Instagram as things unfold. Hopefully no more Huntsmans, but stay tuned for that. And if there's something I can bring back to the show from the fair floor, that's where you'll see it. As always, if you want to connect, please find me on LinkedIn, on Instagram, drop me a line at hello@borntolicense.com. Until then, I'm David Bourne, and this is Born to License.